Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to F1 2020. We're here for FTR Season 2. This is currently the pre-season test race in France. We did this just to make sure that we're all in the right tier. We're currently racing in Tier 1 in the Alfa Romeo racing car alongside Mr. Bonotto, who you will hear in the background. He's my teammate for this this season. Alex, so I'm going to be commentating over this alongside Alex and myself, who are in a party. I don't think I should turn up my commentary for this, but in the future videos you will hear both of us talking, planning strategy, tactics, so on and so forth, making jokes, just racing really. So if you hear, not in this video, but if you hear another voice, that is Alex talking through the party, and in the next episode in Spain, which is round 1, you will hear myself also talking. But we're here for qualifying now. We both decided to do the mediums to hard strategy, I believe, or the medium might have been mediums double soft. You know what? Honestly, I cannot remember. It was like 3 weeks ago. Like, I don't know what strategy we did. But anyway, we're trying to lap on the mediums now. We're currently 3 temps down, and as we're going into this chicane here, we're actually going to get blocked a little bit by Wax. Not massively, but the dirty air did throw me off a little bit. We actually invalidate our lap time. It wasn't honestly all too bad. It is only a pre-season race. But we're currently starting P5 on the soft tyres. Mr. Bonotto, well, I'm going to call him Alex, is starting P2. We have our main rivals, our McLaren, in the form of Casper and Economic Berry. But this is it's going to be an interesting race, let's say. We do have some Tier 2 and Tier 3 drivers in here to fill out the grid, even though it's a pre-season race. I am still figuring this one out myself. Anyway, I'm thinking, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm thinking of live streaming these races. Currently, as of Jesus, what is today's day?
Mine's not saying that.
Saturday the 30th of January. As of today, tomorrow is round 4 of the Chinese Grand Prix. I missed round 2 because I was doing the World of Tanks campaign. Video on that coming out quite soon. Would you want me to live stream these races? You'll get to hear in full everything that we do.
I'm going to use it.
You'll get to see, obviously my perspective, like I've seen these videos, but you get to see the long version, and then I'll make these highlights of the actual race. But let me know what you think of that, whether I should live stream these races in the comments below. But we're going to get started now for 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix pre-season race, and it's lights out and away we go. We get an okay start, as you can see up ahead. Casper gets a very good start and actually taps my teammate going into turn 1. We're going to try and look for a move at the inside of Webster before she would back out of it, and we run wide. We actually get hit there by Wax. He spins us out. Luckily we ghost, we don't get any damage, but that's cost us a lot of time. So that's rather frustrating. Getting tapped by Wax. I can tell you this is not the first time that will happen this season. And now we're closing up to the back of the Tier 2 drivers, so we've got FTR AVFC. He's in Tier 2 at the moment. He lets us go. Which is very nice. We always said that if the Tier 1 drivers were coming behind, he'd let us go. Now we'll go back of Humat. Humat's also a Tier 2 driver. I think he's Tier 2. So too of Origins Peg. Origins Peg's got the leggy symbol of death next to his name, so I've got to be very cautious around here. Me and Alex are taking this race seriously, as we should. It is a pre-season race. We did do a lot of practice, and we're going to go the inside here of Origins Peg. He's on the mediums, we're on the softs. We are doing the 2-stop, soft, medium, which we found out to be the best strategy. And now we're close up to our first Tier 1 driver, which is Callum. He's currently stuck behind Kyle, who is currently 2nd in the championship at Tier 3. I don't know what happened to Callum. Callum had to make a pit stop, that was it. And now we're close up to the back of Kyle. He cuts the corner there, gets a penalty. And I was getting frustrated here. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear me getting frustrated, telling him to get out of the way. You will hear this. We both get frustrated at things, and there's probably going to be some language that's of the unsavoury kind. But yeah, we managed to get to the inside of him. And as you can see here, there's some kerfuffling going on. There's actually cars hanging around the outside, and this is it frustrated me that Kyle was hanging around the outside. He's not supposed to be in this race, but there was some shenanigans going on there with Bastonator and a few other drivers, but we managed to not concede any damage, we managed to get ahead of them. And yeah, we're up into P8 now. Now we're closing up to the back of Osim, who was a very quick driver in Season 1, but I don't know whether he hasn't been practicing, but he's lost quite a bit of pace. He's actually going very slow. We actually tapped the back of his car, but luckily we don't get any damage. And now we're going to use Overtake and DRS to get past him. My teammate and Economic Berry makes a pit stop, and we get around the outside of Osim up into P5. So we're making good inroads. As Osim, I don't know what he is doing. He's taking one hell of a scenic. We must have run wide as we get our first warning. I think that's our first warning. Kind of distracted by what Osim was doing there. But yes, if there is language, I apologise. If there are jokes, or me getting frustrated, or either of us getting frustrated drivers, it's nothing personal. We're taking, obviously, this seriously. There is going to be heated moments, and we're going to get frustrated, but, you know, it will happen. If any of the drivers are watching this and you feel like something said that has annoyed you, then we're not doing it to be a dick. I just thought I should clear that up right in the first episode. We're going to get frustrated at people, but it's a competitive league, and we both want to do well. But anyway, let's actually focus on the race now. We're coming to the pits, end of lap 6. We're going to be bolting on a set of the soft compound tyres. Currently, FTR Knight, or Chris, is leading the race. On the mediums, he's going to be doing mediums to hards, I believe. And our teammate is caught up. Alex is still battling people. He's actually gone to the mediums. We're going to the softs. We're going to try and make a bit of an inroad here onto the leaders, as Economic Base has the fastest lap of the race. And we're going to rejoin in position 8. And we've got a lot of catching up to do towards Casper and Websy. Yeah, I don't. It's kind of awkward knowing that I'm talking over Alex and what will be myself in the next episode, so I might honestly just live stream these races. But let me know what you think. I might do the highlighted video but not commentate over them. I don't know. Let me know. What do you think would be best? So anyway, we're going to be closing up to the back of AVFC now, as we're on to lap 8, and we're on the soft tyres, so we're going to be making quick inroads on him at this point. I think my teammate is currently, he's got a nice gap to Casper and Berry behind him, as we set a purple lap. I think it's actually going to be our fastest lap of the race. That's why I was staying on board with it. We're going to be using a lot of overtake, and we're going to hopefully close up quite heavily to the back of these drivers. As you see, Chris has quite a large lead over Hawks and then my teammate, but those two have yet to stop. As we chuck into the chicane here, lovely part of the track. I wasn't as quick through there as my teammate.
Casper's already passed Barry.
It was like pinpoint perfect there. I think a lot of pressure is on me this season, being the runner-up, or being theoretically, as I came second in season 1, and then Evo Freezy left, I should theoretically be the defending champion. Like, logically I should be the defending champion, but yeah, anyway, there's a lot of pressure on me, especially with the speed of Casper and Alex. But we're going through the final corner now. I make an absolute mess of this commentary because I am so tired, and I should probably not do YouTube for 4 hours straight. But anyway, we cut across the line. We do fastest lap by 1.7 seconds. It's a 31.662, and we've closed up FTR AVFC by about 4 seconds this lap, so we'll be passing him relatively soon. And here he is on the straight, and he pulls off to the side and he's gonna lift off and let us go. Yep, it was nice. He could have waited till the long straight so we could close it to Websy a bit more, but you know, I'm not going to start complaining, as the sportsmanlike thing to do, so I appreciate it. And currently my teammates is losing a little bit ground to the drivers behind. I think they're on the soft tyres as a VSC gets deployed. I don't know who that was for. I actually think that's for one of the Red Bulls, or is it Alpha Tauri has gone off, as you can see at the top of the track map in the bottom left of your screen. Don't know who that could be. But we're going to stick to our delta here. We're going to save a bit of fuel. Not that we need to, we're still 2 laps over on fuel, but France is a massively high fuel wear track. It's a very short VSC. We're going to get underway pretty soon. We've got to make sure we don't speed going over, so we're lifting off. There we go, race is back underway. Could have maybe pushed the VSC a little closer, but I didn't want to risk a penalty because we currently don't have one in this race. I believe my teammate actually gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane this race. I don't know whether I call that on, whether this is actually in the video, but that was rather amusing. As you can see, FTR C9 is in the pits now. He's on the hard tyres, so potentially we might be able to cut his 4 seconds. I mean, we're going to have to close up a lot of time, which I don't think we'll be able to do. As Economic Berry and Casper, I believe, are both pitting at the same time. And you won't hear my reaction here, but I was laughing my ass off because those two aren't actually on comms together. Me and Alex are both in a party together. We're planning, we're strategizing stuff, keeping each other updated on different drivers. Basically what we'd expect from teammates. And obviously we're communicating when we're going in the pits, so we're not going to do what the McLarens just did there, which is rather amusing. We're coming to that 14 now. I'm going to go into the pits. I decided to do the soft medium instead of soft medium soft, I believe, which is what my teammate's doing, mainly so we don't hold each other up in the pit lane and we don't get like undercuts, overcuts, etc. Not that it would matter given, you know, I'm 11 seconds behind him. And now for the last, what will be 14 laps, we're going to have to close down FTR C9 and also F1 Hawks and Casper. Might even fall behind Bastinator, and I think we are going to fall behind Bastinator and Economic Berries. This pit lane is very slow, a 30-second pit lane transit time including the stop. So we're going to come up behind Economic Berry here, but he's on the hard tyres, we're on fresh mediums. We're going to make easy work of him going probably onto the back straight. We're going to get him on this lap, I think.
You got mediums or hards?
Currently we still have no penalties, so we're doing well on that front. We're in a relatively decent position. We would be in a decent position if we didn't get spun at turn 1 and held up behind all the tier 2 and 3 drivers, which kind of frustrated me a bit throughout the race, but I kept my head relatively cool and we were able to make some decent inroads as we move up into P7 here on Economic Berry. He doesn't really fight it all too much. He knows that it's only a matter of time before I get past on the fresh mediums. Now we're going to hunt down Bastinator. We've got 8.6 seconds to Casper ahead, so I mean maybe we can get him. We've got F1 Hawks we need to try and close down, as Casper's actually moving his way through the field quite rapidly. He's close up to the back of my teammate. My teammate's trying to hunt down FTR C9 as well, as we're back of Bastinator now. He's on old mediums, I think, and we're going to use Rich and Overtake. And we're going to go up the inside into this fast right-hander, sorry. And if you'd have heard my voice there in party chat, I was very tense going through there doing that move. But luckily, there was space given, which is a nice fair overtake. Now we're close up to the back of F1 Hawks, who's close up to the back of Websy as well. And my teammate at this point currently has 8 seconds worth of penalties thanks to speeding in the pit lane and getting one corner cutting penalty. We're going to try and get past F1 Hawks here. We've got 8 laps remaining in this Grand Prix, 7 when we cross the line. And yeah, we're going to get past, we're going to go to the inside here. We've got the DRS and the overtake. We're running quite low on overtake, but I think everyone is at this point in the Grand Prix. And now our job is to hunt down Websy, who currently has no penalties, but he's on fresh and medium tyres. And Alex was saying to me at this point, like, can you hold up Websy? Or like, I was saying I'll do my best, but he's on faster tyres. And like, that's what we do, that's what we communicate, like trying to hold up drivers, so on and so forth. But now we're coming to the last lap of the Grand Prix. We're currently holding down P5. We have P5 secured, as Websy picks up a 3-second penalty and instantly communicated this to Alex, because this means he only has to have 5 seconds to Websy. He's currently actually got into the lead of the Grand Prix, but he will lose that lead due to penalties. So I'm going to push as hard as I can to get within 3 seconds of Websy to try and get myself 4th place. But we have to watch out for fuel as well. We've only got 20% ERS, we're down on fuel. So it's going to be very difficult to actually get within 3 tenths. There's actually, I have to pause it here because my wheel, or rather my wheel stand, slipped. So I had to rectify that quickly. As we're out of ERS now, We're low on fuel. I don't think we're going to be able to get it, but we're going to push as much as possible. As my teammate is coming through the final few corners now. He is going to, on track, win this Grand Prix. But after penalties, I think FTR CNI will win this from Casper and then from Websy. Unfortunately, Websy's going to pull too much of a gap, especially in this third sector as he has the much fresher tyres. But we did our best. I think Websy actually dropped a lot of time, so our teammate might actually still stay on the podium here. But as you can see, there you go. Alex crosses the line in first. But after penalties, he gets demoted down to P3. Websy crosses the line. And he's... Okay, so Alex stays P3, Websy P4, myself P5. I was weaving the wheel there because I was happy I managed to recover all those positions. After the start of this race, which was pretty abysmal. Economic Berry coming home at P7, just ahead of just behind F1 Hawks. So overall, a pretty decent recovery drive. I definitely feel that, I don't know if you'll be able to pick up on this, that me and Alex were talking that we definitely could have done well this race. We definitely had the pace. It's just we got unlucky, and that is going to be a trait that's carried on so far. Hopefully it stops tomorrow. But I don't think it will stop tomorrow. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please do let me know. Leave a like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And please do let me know what you want me to do. Do you want a full live stream of this race and then highlighted versions where I don't talk? Do you want highlighted versions where I do commentary? Do you not want a live stream? Let me know what you want. Give me suggestions. I'll take them into consideration. And I'll catch you all for some more FTR content very soon.
Yeah. And if I hadn't been stupid and missing out by 1 mile per hour, it would have been 2nd and 5th. And if neither of us had dodgy races, it would have been 1st and 2nd. So. Chris only thought I had 3 seconds worth of penalties. That's probably why I was pushing so hard to keep me behind. I'm just gonna take a photo of my race director so I know what my pace was like. There was Kyle. Where did Kyle finish? 11th. Make him feel really bad for it. You dickhead! Yeah, right. Should I just put now, as a steward, I shall be awarding Wax with a 3-race ban? Yeah, right. Well, considering I hated this track before I started practicing and ended up being quite good at it,